Good morning, everybody. In previous class, we had a discussion regarding biodiversity and conservation, some basic information. In this video, we are going to discuss about some more detailed information regarding biodiversity on the earth and biodiversity in India also. So now, let us start today's class. Let us look at some interesting aspects about Earth's biodiversity based on the currently available species inventories. More than 70% of all the species are animals, while plants comprise no more than 22% of the total biodiversity. In this plants category, which are all included, like algae, fungi, bryophytes, gymnosperms, angiosperms, they're all together not more than 22% of the total global biodiversity. It means more animals and less plants are present on the earth. Now one more interesting point, if you see, among animals, insects are making up more than 70% of total biodiversity. So if you take only animals category, in those animals category, there are more than 70% organisms are insects only. It means out of every 10 animals, 7 are insects, recorded as so far like that. Again, how do we explain this enormous diversification of insects? The number of fungi species in the world is more than the combined total species of the fishes, amphibians, reptiles, mammals. So this part we are going to discuss in a diagrammatic manner. This is total global biodiversity representation for invertebrates. This is total global biodiversity representation for vertebrates, and this is for plants. Now let us talk about invertebrates. Invertebrates, as we know about, they are nothing but insects. So here out of 10 animals, 7 are insects. So among animals, insects are making up more than 70% of the total biodiversity under animals category. Now this major area is occupied by insects, different kinds of insects like butterflies, beetles, grasshoppers, etc. Now if you see, other animals are occupied very less range. These are nothing but other animals, other animal groups. Next, these are crustaceans, these are molluscas. These are all also comes under invertebrates only, but occupied very less ratios under invertebrates category compared with the insects. Now let us talk about vertebrates. In vertebrates, what are vertebrates actually? In vertebrates categories, these are all different animals like fishes, mammals, birds, reptiles, amphibians. These are all animals are possessing true vertebral column. That's why those are included under vertebrates. But invertebrates means organisms which do not possess true or real vertebral column. They are comes under invertebrates. That is the difference between invertebrates and vertebrates. Now let us talk about global biodiversity representation of vertebrates. Fishes occupied 50% ratio, whereas remaining 50% ratio of the organisms are occupied by mammals, birds, reptiles, amphibians. Mammals like human beings, birds like eagle, vulture, reptiles like snakes, and amphibians like frogs. All these are included, remaining 50% under vertebrates category. Now if you see one more representation for plants. In plants, the fungi is occupying major role, and whereas the another major role is occupying by angiosperms. In these angiosperms only, again monocots and dicots included, and very little part are occupied by mosses and ferns and alleys. And if you take remaining lower part, algae and lichens are occupied, remaining little part under plants category. So these three diagrams are representing total global biodiversity representation for various categories like invertebrates, vertebrates and plants. So here biodiversity is depicted showing species number of major taxa. Now I will tell you one more interesting point here. It should be noted that these estimates do not give any figures for prokaryotes. Have you seen prokaryotes here? Organisms which do not have a true nucleus like bacteria, etc. I mean other unicellular organisms. Have you seen a role for other prokaryotes in these three biodiversity global representations? No. Why? Because biologists are not sure about how many prokaryotic species are there might be present on the earth. It is highly impossible to say exactly how many prokaryotes are present on the earth. The problem is that conventional taxonomic methods are not suitable for identifying microbial species. And many species are simply not culturable under laboratory conditions. You know, some species of prokaryotes are culturing in the labs, nothing but in vitro method. But some species are culturing in vivo method. So here, what I mean to tell you is, the problem is that conventional taxonomic methods are not suitable for identifying microbial species. And many species are simply not culturable under laboratory conditions. If we accept biochemical or molecular criteria for delineating species for this group, then their diversity alone might run into millions together. So their diversity means nothing but prokaryotes diversity alone on the earth might run into millions together. So this total estimation is representing number of species on the earth according to Robert May estimation. So according to Robert May estimation, the total species diversity is about 7 millions. It is slightly more than 1.5 millions. So if you take percentage wise, 22% is reported till now and 78% are yet to be discovered and named it and even described. So this is global biodiversity representation estimated by Robert May. And one more estimation of Robert May I would like to keep in front of you, that is more than 70 species of total species recorded are animals. Plants are not more than 22% of the total biodiversity. This point already we had a discussion here. So just for your kind information, among total also about 70 species are insects. This point also we had a discussion here. So this is total global biodiversity representation which is done by Robert May, one of the famous scientists. Now let us talk about global biodiversity. It means number of species, how many are present on the India. It means in India. Now one more interesting point regarding India. Although India has only 2.4% of the world's land area, it shares the global biodiversity is an impressively 8.1%. It means India has 2.4% of world's land area, but impressively total global biodiversity it is sharing 8.1%. These 2 points are very important for competitive examinations. 2.4% is India's land contribution for the total world land area. total world land area means here one point I would like to make you recollect. Assumes this is the earth, 3/4 of area is water, only 1/4 of land is present. In that 1/4 of land area, India's contribution is 2.4%. But impressively, global biodiversity percentage is 8.1%. Though the land area is less, but global biodiversity contribution is 8.1%. So that is what makes our India one of the 12th mega diversity country in the whole world, because of these 2 points. So this third point is also most important point. That is what our India is one of the 12th mega diversity country in the whole world. I would like to tell you some more interesting facts here. Nearly 45,000 species of plants are recorded in India. See how amazing it is. And double to this number, it means twice as many of animals are recorded in India. So 45,000 species of plants, and twice to this number, it means nearly 90,000 species of different animals are recorded in India. Next, one more interesting point I would like to keep in front of you. Only 22% of the total species have been recorded so far. So here, applying this proportion to India's diversity figures, we estimate that there are probably more than 1 lakh species. 1 lakh species of plants are waiting for discovery and described, and more than 3 lakh species of animals are yet to be discovered and described in India only. So see how great biodiversity is present in India. See how great huge number of species are present in India. That's what all these different statistics makes our India to be at one of the 12th mega diversity country in the whole world. So according to UNO, more than 210 countries are present. But amazingly, one of the 12th mega biodiversity country is our India only. Would you have been able to complete this inventory of the biological wealth of our country? So no, it is highly impossible. We didn't expect in India these many species are present, and these many species are yet to be discovered. Consider the immense trained manpower, it means according to taxonomists, and the time required to complete the job. It is not enough to complete within 1 year or 1 decade. It takes decades together to discovery 1 lakh plants and 3 lakhs animal species in India. The situation appears more hopeless when we realize that we discovered them. And one more interesting point I would like to keep in front of you. Nature's biological library is burning even before we catalogued the titles of all the books stocked there. Why? What's the reason? Because of man-made activities. Before we catalogued, before we titled these species, they are undergoing extinction due to man-made activities like deforestation and over-exploitation and even hunting, etc. So students, with this we concluded one important subtopic: how many species are present on the earth and how many species are present in India. So hope you understood today's class. In next video we will discuss more information regarding biodiversity patterns. So students, please remember the statistical values in today's video, in today's class, which are more important for competitive examinations. So here I would like to recap you in 2 minutes for competitive examinations. This part is exclusively important for competitive examinations like NEET and more than NEET, even less than NEET examinations. So what are those different points for competitive examinations? More than 70% of the total species on the earth are recorded as animals, and plants are less than 22%, and among all the animals, insects are making up more than 70%. It means out of every 10 animals, 7 are insects. So all these 4 points which I have written on the board, hope you are seeing, all these 4 points are different 4 questions. Next, coming to one more statistical value of India to represent different categories. India has 2.4% of the total world land area. It means contribution of world total land area by India is 2.4%. But even though it is 2.4% is sharing, but global biodiversity is not less than that. It is 8.1%. So all these points makes our India to be proud and be one of the 12th mega biodiversity among all the 210 countries in the total world. But in India, nearly 45,000 species are only discovered. Twice to that, nearly 90,000 species of animals are discovered and described. So total in India, only 22% species are recorded so far. But how many species are to be discovered and described? This is very important. More than 1 lakh species of plants and 3 lakh species of animals are to be discovered and described in India only. So this is one statistical value regarding global biodiversity and how many species are present in India. So these 2 parts are important, and apart from that, third part is global biodiversity distribution for invertebrates, vertebrates and plants. So this part is very important question. Insects are exclusively occupying on the earth among the animals 70% total. So this question is also very important for competitive examinations. Students, hope you understood today's session. Please continue to listen my classes in the next video. Hope you all understood. We will continue in the next class, students. Thank you so much for your cooperation.